Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Little Marketing Podcast, where we provide small business owners across the globe with smart and tangible marketing advice for their small business. So today we're going to get super tangible in this episode because one question I get asked super often: what activities are going to work best for my small business? Now, there is never a magic answer to that question because there are no magic marketing pills that exist for small businesses out there, but it really all depends on your particular business and your circumstance. So your industry, your investment, who your clients and customers are, where you are in the life cycle of your business, what your resources look like. There are so many factors that decide on what activities are going to work best for your business. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually refer to the book that we wrote, Small Business Marketing Decluttered, where I list out a whole lot of different activities that businesses can do. And I'm going to talk through each one and talk about kind of the pros and cons of each one, depending on different circumstances and different types of clients and different investments and kind of different scenarios to get you thinking around what activities could work best for your small business. So let's get into it. So the first activity that we've listed in our book, so we spoke in this book, to give you some context, there's a section here where we talk about what a marketing plan is. So on page 51, we talk about what are the specific activities that you could put into a marketing plan. Now, as I said, I get this question asked all the time, what activity am I going to work best from? What activity is going to work best for my business? Often it's people that want some free advice, and that's fine, but it really just depends on your circumstance. So let's talk through some of these activities. So the first one we list out here is your branding. So I guess from a branding perspective, that's kind of your logo, the look and feel of all your collateral that looks out there. I guess the key for that is that every business needs to have a brand, of course, so it's about making sure that you have consistency in the look and feel of that brand. Now, again, it may not be perfect when you first start, but you need to have a brand so that people start to remember and recognize that. When it comes to branding, don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple. If you overcomplicate your logo and your look and feel, it's going to make it harder for people to recognize or remember you. So keep the colors simple, keep the font in the logo and the branding simple as well, easy for people to read and to recognize. So that's the first thing in terms of branding. So every business should have some branding. Let's talk about website. Look, I would say most businesses need a website. You want to be able to send people somewhere so they know what it is that your product or service is, who you service for, who the product is targeted towards, what is it that you actually offer. So you have a landing space for people to be able to come and find out more about you. Now, maybe at the beginning you don't have a website, you've just got social media platforms, and that can work best for some businesses. But it's about deciding how much information you want to give and what perceptions you want to put out there. If you've maybe just got a social media page only, maybe that's not enough information and maybe isn't giving you enough credibility. Again, depending on your business and what it is that you offer and your particular circumstance. Next one is media exposure. Now, the media landscape has changed so much in the last 15 years because of social media. What is media exposure? Media exposure is trying to get the media to talk about what it is that you do versus you telling people how good you are. So whether that's you being interviewed by a radio station, or whether that's you writing in an article to a online publication and then publishing that for free. So you start to position yourself as a bit of an expert in the product or service that you provide, but it's about getting the media to expose you, and the goal for that is to do that at no cost. Media these days, again, the media landscape has changed so much, so there's lots of opportunities for you to publish information for free. It's about just finding out which of those publications are going to best accept your information. Next one, website search engine optimization. So what is that? So search engine optimization, or SEO, is basically if you go to a search platform like Google, for example, and someone types in to look for your particular category. So let's pretend you're an accountant. So they type in, accountant in Sydney. The businesses that appear at the top, so not the first ones that appear at the top generally are ads. So below the ads are what we call organic rankings or organic results. So what has got people that high is the work that they've done from an SEO perspective. So if you have a website, if people are searching for your product or service offering, then SEO is always going to work well for you. The key with that is that it's not a short-term win. SEO takes a long time. We used to do SEO for our clients and we'd see kind of high rankings on page one within kind of 3 to 6 months. Now, because there's so many more websites out there in the universe, so many more competitors across all industries, it's harder to get those SEO rankings up, but you can do it. It just takes longer and it takes consistent work, like all of our marketing, or like all of marketing activities do. But website search engine optimization, absolutely. If people are looking online for you, then that would be something that you should consider. Just so you know, there's 17 activities here, so we're going through them. Number 5, social media. We all know social media. So many platforms these days. Instagram, TikTok, probably the key ones these days. The great thing about this is you can be putting content and information about your product or service offering, why you're an expert, why you're the best. You can be putting that content out there organically. So what I mean organically is just posting the information, not actually boosting or paying ads on those social platforms, but just organic content that costs you nothing, just costs you time and your skills. So the more content you can be putting up organically that costs you nothing from a money perspective, then do that. Again, it's all about consistency of the message that you're putting out there, and consistency in the frequency of the activity that you're putting out there. Always compare yourself to other people in your industry. What do I mean by that? If you are doing more information and more content on social media than your competitors, then you have a higher chance of being found and being seen by your potential clients than over your competition, I should say. So the more you do, the more consistent you are, the higher chance you have of success. Number 6, sending out flyers. Now, have we had clients send out flyers? Absolutely. Does it work? Sure, it can work. Maybe it's some local area stuff. Maybe you're a local painter. You want to target people heading into summer so they can refresh their house before entertaining in summertime. You want to send out flyers. Again, fairly inexpensive exercise, but it could be an activity that suits you. Us as a marketing consultancy, we've not done flyers, but we send out direct information to our client in the post or via courier, and that has worked well for us. So again, is it going to work for every business? No, but it's another opportunity for you to consider. And you might think, look, it's very old school, only kind of real estate agents do it, and the local plumbers and whatever, all the other junk mail that we get. Sure, I agree with that also, but if you're doing something that is a little bit unique from a service or product perspective, and the way that you deliver that and the look and feel of it is different, then maybe you have a chance of it working. Next one, number 7, email marketing campaigns to your database. So if you've collected email addresses from new or potential customers and clients, and you've got them into a database like MailChimp, for example. MailChimp is an email program, and then you're designing up emails to send out to this database to tell them about the product or service offering that you have. Now, we have a lot of clients who do this particular activity. It works very well. One thing I hear from people is, I don't want to be over emailing to our clients or potential clients. Who cares? At the end of the day, it's about being top of mind, and it's about being seen regularly. Your clients and customers may not need you today, tomorrow, next week, but if you've been top of mind, you've been in the inbox, yes, they might delete all your emails, but if you've been there subliminally, they're going to remember you, and if you've been doing it more than your competition and you're offering something that is unique, then you have a good chance of them remembering you because you've been top of mind. Next one, attending a conference as an exhibitor or a guest. Now, this isn't for everybody because not everyone is good at kind of talking and networking and having a chat. If that does suit you, then this is perfect. They can be a fairly expensive exercise depending on the expo, but it gives you the opportunity to speak if you're choosing the right conference or expo, and then it gives you the opportunity to get in front of the right people and your right client audience, and to be able to have that chat and make it very personal for you. We've had clients that have gone and it's gone well, had clients that have gone and done not so well. So it depends. Again, look at the return on investment. If you're selling, $1 widgets and you've got to get sell 20,000 of them at an expo to break even. Probably you don't want to do that. But if you're selling a $20,000 item and it costs you $10,000 to be there, if you close one client, then it's going to bring that. Then you're going to more than break even. So look at what you make per client versus the investment that it takes to be there, and then you can make that decision. Only if you're a good talker. If you're not a good talker, probably don't go. Joining your local Chamber of Commerce. Now there are so many, not just Chamber of Commerce, but there's so many kind of networking events that are out there, or networking groups. Go join them, especially if you're just starting out. Great way to meet people, great way to network. People in those communities are always happy to help and refer you. So again, if you're a good chatter or you've just started business, probably a good one to go and start networking. Next one, starting a podcast. So this is a good one in terms of building trust and credibility. If you have an audience and a following, and they believe and they trust in you, it's also a good marketing angle for potential clients. If they see that you've got a podcast, or you can communicate that you do have a podcast, it adds that trust and credibility. You're a bit of an authority in what you're doing and you're seen as an expert and a leader in what you do, then podcast is always good. And also you're helping people because you're giving out free information. Next one, planning a workshop or an open day or lunch for customers and clients. I actually was just talking to a client before. We would kind of brainstorm about what are some of the things that we could doing. So he's thinking about maybe doing a lunch for some of the newer clients that he's got on board, take them out for lunch. He knows that there's more opportunity to get more work out of them. So he wants to, and he's a good talker, so he's going to go get in front of them, have a chat, talk, network, maybe have a few drinks and talk about other opportunities that they may be able to give them, build that rapport, build that networking, and get some face time with those clients. Next one, listing your business on Google Places. This is a really simple one. Again, you want to be in the online world, so Google Places basically gives you a listing on Google for free. You put all your business information on there, all your contact details, images, your location, all these types of things, so that you at least have some type of presence on Google. Next one, starting a blog. So that's basically like I'll talk about starting a blog. Starting a blog on your website. So we spoke about search engine optimization earlier. So by starting a blog on your website helps with those rankings. So if you are writing content on your website, I would do it no less than once a week. We have some clients that we do kind of 3 or 4 articles a week. So do no less than 1 article a week, and you're posting that on that article on your website, and you're talking about your industry, your service, your product offering. That helps with your Google rankings. Another thing for Google, next one is a Google AdWords campaign. So again, if someone's typing in, I used the example of accountant Sydney before. Someone types in accountant Sydney, those first top rankings will generally have the word ad next to them. So how that works, that accounting business has created an ad, they've loaded up onto the Google platform, and they only pay when someone clicks on the ad. Now, what they pay will depend on how competitive that particular keyword is, how many people are looking, all these types of things. So we have some clients who pay like $1 a click, and other clients that pay like $40 a click, just depending on the industry. So have a think about it from your perspective and what that return on investment looks like. But it's a good way to get kind of direct clients directly coming, because they click on the ad and they come to your website. So definitely something to consider, very direct, but of course there's an investment there that you're paying Google. Uploading a video onto YouTube. So again, not too dissimilar to the podcast idea, not too dissimilar to the social media idea. Upload content onto YouTube gives you credibility, gives you trust, gives you a platform to talk about your product and service offering, and start to position yourself as a leader in your field. Next one, 16, setting up Google Analytics account. So if people are coming to your website, you want to make sure that you're tracking the information. How do they find you? What pages are they looking at? How long are they spending on the website? Google Analytics gives you a lot of information. So have a look at that. Make sure you set that up, and you can learn a lot from the data on your website. And the last one, writing a book. Hey, we're talking about the book here in front of us. So writing a book, again, not too dissimilar to a podcast, gives you credibility and trust. And also you're giving information out for people at a reasonable investment. If you're writing a book, does it take time to write a book? Absolutely. Do you have to be committed to that exercise? Absolutely. But it's a worthwhile exercise to give you some trust and credibility and be able to hang your hat on, as long as it's a well-written book and as long as you're able to to leverage that, then I think it's a good investment going forward. Whew. So that was 17 activities. There's plenty more out there, but they're the 17 that we listed in our book. Again, no magic. There's not this like magic marketing activity that exists that no one knows about. They're all out there. It's about just choosing the best for you, your clients, your audience, your budget, your time, your skills, your energy. Pick the right one. If you feel like this episode is going to get someone that you know who's a small business owner to think about what activities that they should be using, then please share that with them. If you want to speak with Little Marketing here as consultants to figure out and put a plan together around what activities should work best for you and us understanding your personal and business circumstances to see what works best for you, then get in contact with us. ask@littlemarketing.com.au. That's ask@littlemarketing.com.au. Otherwise, we'd love a rating and review on our podcast, and we'll see you back next week.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.